chairman, and just appreciate everybody coming out to see this facility today. I got my first chance to get a tour of this about a week ago. Edry's invited me out. I knew the project was going on. I drive by here probably 3 times a day, and I never pulled in. And when I came through here the other day, I came around that corner, and I just looked, and I saw this place, and I was like, wow. What an impressive facility. For those of you that are going to get an opportunity to get through the facility later, if you haven't seen the facility, I can tell you to have something like this in our community, what an accomplishment. This is really good stuff. This makes you really proud to be a St. Clair County resident. I tell you, I'm thoroughly impressed. And one other thing, when they asked me to MC this a little bit today, and I think another reason I wanted to is because some of the supporters here of the hospice, especially one, if you get in there and you see the book in there, and you go to the first page, the Locke family, I know they're in attendance today. The Locke family are very good friends of mine. And I just want to read a couple comments that are in this book when you see it. When we arrived at our house, hospice had everything ready for us. The bed, Tom's medications, even our nurse was there to welcome us. I didn't have to ask for anything. After getting Tom situated in his bed, his son Dennis opened up the window and said, "Do you smell that, Tom? That's St. Clair. You are home." Tom opened up his eyes and smiled. It was the last time Tom opened his eyes. And if you go to the last line in here, when I had nothing left, hospice gave me hope. That's from Vicki Locke, and that means a lot to me. Tom and I were very close, so I do feel honored here. How many people have had, I don't want to say the opportunity, but have had to use hospice somewhere along? I think if you see a good show of hands here. We had to use it when my uncle passed, and it's probably one of the most traumatic times, obviously, in your life. You have to go through that. You don't know what you're going to experience, and I can tell you by bringing the hospice group in, really made the unpleasant experience a lot better experience. So I am deeply honored to be here today to talk. I'm going to turn it over, and like I said, we're going to make this quick. The first individual, we got James Elzy, the President and CEO of the Visiting Nurse Blue Water Hospice.
Thanks, Jeff. Well, I appreciate everyone here today in this cold weather. But we'll be warm pretty quickly. We'll keep the remarks as brief as possible. The concept of a hospice house facility such as this is very simple but profound at the same time. Our mission is to provide care that currently can only be provided in a hospital setting to those who are very acutely ill, that need symptom management and pain control that can't be provided at home. But at the same time, we also have a mission to serve those who have no home, even when the acute care stage passes. Many people have this need. Oftentimes other family members are out of state or wherever. But even when the home is there and the best of care is provided to the most loving families, this facility still has a role. At a certain point in the stage of end of life, this sometimes can be a best alternative. It's a place where schedules are flexible, where children and visitors can come anytime, and where there's around-the-clock care that patients can be assured of. It's a place away from home where the comfort and security and emotional bond can continue as if it were home. And as you tour the facility today, I think you'll get that sense. It's also a place where families can gather in private areas for solitude, or a place where companionship and support can be provided in the public areas we have through the family rooms. This great facility is a product of a lot of vision, collaboration, and commitment. And we owe a deep gratitude to Dr. Schaudy for the wonderful vision he provided so many years ago. It's nice to see this being built upon. And there's so many people that collaborated and worked so hard on this, it'd be impossible to recognize everyone now. But I do want to point out just a few. Of course, Tim Liberty, the CEO for the past 22 years. And Tim really took it from that vision to executing a strategy with the board, working through a plan that was very successful into where we are today. Also want to recognize Pete and Jemmy, who did a tremendous job in managing as our owner's rep, and he worked very well with Thompson Failing Group. Brian Van Chuttigan, as well as Chris Phelan of Thompson Failing Group, did a tremendous job in building this facility and managing the many qualified contractors that were part of it. Yep. Also want to acknowledge the tremendous commitment the community's had in helping us through the capital campaign. Don Fletcher got us underway with this, and he did a great job. But for the last year, Laura Cotton Jim has really made the success in bringing us today to where we've, along with working with this outstanding development committee and a superb chair in Steve Disser, we're well over halfway to our total $3.5 million goal. And that's quite an accomplishment in these times. Just to wrap things up, I want to highlight the work that Carol Nichols and Brenda Clark have provided throughout this process, working countless hours in planning, development. But what you'll see this afternoon is their handiwork in terms of the excellent coastal cottage theme and the way it all comes together in a very relaxing way. I've toured many a facility in my career like this and haven't seen it all come together quite like this. It's really a testament to your work. And it's a fitting capstone to the end of both of their not association, because I know they're going to be long-standing volunteers, but both Brenda's retiring as our board chair and Carol is our vice president, chief operating officer at the end of this month. So this is a fitting capstone to have this day. And with that, Brenda, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Time to retire. We're here today to celebrate the completion of the hospice home and to recognize Dr. Elmore Schaude for his vision and commitment to provide compassionate care to patients and families coping with a terminal illness at the end of their lives. He believed that this could be accomplished by adopting the hospice model of care, provided in a facility specifically designed to serve the needs of the terminally ill in a home-like setting surrounded by family and friends. Dr. Schaude believed so strongly in the hospice concept of care that it could make a difference that he rallied many community leaders, fellow physicians, and clergy to make it a reality. The original plan was to adopt Marion Manor for this purpose, but after extensive renovations, it was still not able to meet the state guidelines for inpatient facilities. And as a result, hospice care became home care. And for the last 30 years, our hospice program, Blue Water Hospice, has served over 8,000 patients and their families in our community. 2 years later, we have come full circle, and once again, community need has taken us back to Dr. Schaude's original concept of a different type of specialized care at the end of life. Even though Dr. Schaude did not live to see his dream come true, his convictions were held high by two very important people that have already been mentioned. It was their tireless efforts in the trenches day after day, in spite of many obstacles, that helped us to keep all of our eye on the goal. And those two people, once again, are Tim Liberty and Carol Nichols. And that is the end of my very brief comments. Next, I have the privilege of introducing Steve Disser, who has been chair of our Fund Development Committee. Steve?
Thank you, Brenda. And good morning, everyone, and it is a crisp morning indeed. Thank you all for coming. We appreciate all of you as donors and contributors and all your time, effort that has gone into this project to make it a success that it is. Over the summer, I have come into this home and checked from time to time how the progress has been made and have seen small changes and large changes. But last week when I came in here and saw the carpet being laid, the furniture being placed, and the pictures being hung, as Jeff mentioned earlier, I too said, wow, what a fantastic facility and what an achievement this is for the patients and their family, the community and our region, and this agency to finally have a freestanding home such as this. It is truly something. This home is not overdone. This home is well done. From the Fund Development Campaign side, the agency has contributed $2 million from their own reserves to make this happen. They put their money where their mouth is. We too, over the first 18 months that we started this campaign, raised $1 million. So far this year in 2011, we have raised over $800,000. We still have contributions still coming in. Yes, we still have $1.7 million yet to go, but I assure you, and I am confident, that we will meet that goal. It may take us some time, but we will meet that goal. We have had just an enormous amount of support from individuals, the community, and regardless of what your contribution has been, whether it be $1 or several $1,000s, every donor to this organization means something to us. We preserve the mission that this agency has stood for, that Tim Liberty, Carol Nichols, and Brenda Clark have done for the last 22 years or so, have created a foundation to build from that is very, very solid. At this time, I'd like to introduce to you our Chief Development Officer, who has worked tirelessly, dedicated to this organization, to the mission, and to this cause, and cares very deeply about the donors that she represents, and cares very deeply about this agency, Laura Cottingham.
Thank you all again for coming today. Over the course of the last 12 months, I've had the honor and pleasure of getting to know many of you standing here today. And I've served as your Chief Development Officer at the VNA and Blue Water Hospice. At the end of this year, I began to evaluate the trends in our donors' strong type A personality. I wanted to find the commonalities, what was similar between the gifts that we have received. However, my numbers did not reflect anything significant, no strong trend. So I took a step back and reflected on some of the personal stories that some of you have shared with me over this year, and from some of the individuals who I've come to grow very close to. My first reflection was of Tim Liberty, a friend, a mentor, and the person I would like to thank for giving me this opportunity. I reflected on his retirement party and a story that his sister told of him holding their mother in a hospital room at the end of her life, thinking there must have been a better way. I knew then why Tim stayed for 22 years and why he didn't walk out when many days he probably wanted to. I reflected on Steve Disser, my Fund Development Committee Chair, who has worked tirelessly by my side. I could not have done what I've done this year without him. I thought of his mother, who he was so close with. I thought of his passion for her and her dedication. I thought of my own mother, who over the course of the past 25 years has become my best friend. She sat by me through illness, and she's willing to take pain from any one of her children at any time. And I thought of Vicki Locke, who Jeff reflected on, whose husband's last wish was to die at home. Vicki would have carried Tom from Beaumont all the way to their home, had there been no other way. The commonality in the gifts received, whether a penny, $1, $100, or $1,000, is that they come from individuals who hope that no one in their family ever has to feel pain or discomfort. Through the support you have provided, hundreds of individuals who don't have that throughout this community will have a home, and they will have a family, and will experience the end of life as pain-free as possible. Your support, your stories, and your leadership are the foundation of this home. For that, we are sincerely grateful. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to proceed with the ribbon cutting here. I'm going to need all my participants in the ribbon cutting. I'm looking for Brenda Clark, Tim Liberty, Carol Nicholas, Patricia Shouty and family, Jim Elsey, Mary Adams, Steve Disher, and Lori Cottingham. You guys, who would you like to, you can right over the front of there.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Excuse me. I got one of those. Okay, who's this guy in the front? Yeah. Yeah, gray beard. Yeah. All right.
Okay, I know we're going to be having the card drawing. I think that's going to take place at noon, correct? We want to wait for some people. One person you do have to recognize for selling tickets here. There's 3 ways to get information on the street in St. Clair County. There's a telephone, there's a telegraph, and you tell Eddie. So with that,
Steve and I would both like to thank Ed personally. This year has been a whirlwind. Where are you, Ed?
Right here.
There you are. It's been a whirlwind with a lot of responsibility. When we started this raffle, I turned to Ed, considering this is right in his wheelhouse. Come on up, Ed. And day after day, Mr. Reeves came in my office and said, "Well, Laura, I sold another one." And I'll tell you, close to this event, I wasn't always very nice. He was also one of the first people to welcome me in an agency that I was new to. When we were looking for something to get Ed for his support, anyone who knows Ed knows that he likes to wear sweatshirts of various colors. We had some lingo, but it wasn't appropriate to put on it. So I went out looking for a blue sweatshirt to represent Blue Water Hospice for his ticket sales. And I could not find one without some sort of marking, because that doesn't have markings on his sweatshirt. It's not Nike, it's just a solid color sweatshirt. So I looked all over, and ironically last night found a champion sweatshirt and has a C. And I think it's fitting, because he is not only a champion for the hospice home and for our organization, but he really is for the entire community.
And if you know Ed, really, and as I've gotten to know Ed during this campaign, you don't have a problem. I want to quote this. I have a situation that requires a solution. We had a situation that required a solution yesterday, and Ed, myself, and Laura came together, and we made a solution. But it would not have been without Ed Reeves' leadership in the ticket sales of this raffle. And on behalf of Moran Automotive, we have sold, as of this morning, all 500 tickets for this car. Ed Reeves is a gentleman. I have had an absolute privilege to be able to work with him. I'm honored to work by him. I've learned a lot from him. Thank you, Ed.
Yes, God bless everyone here. And this is Shawty's dream, and it happened. And I'm so happy for everybody. I couldn't take no credit for nothing. Everybody out here was so wonderful. I want to thank you all for being my friends and coming up with them dollars. I believe you can do things with $5 and $10 donations. I really believe that. Look what we got done here. Thank you.
We're just going to go ahead and do the raffle and then go in and get warm. I'd like to thank all the sponsors of this raffle. Bill May for providing the TV, Black River Golf Club for an Ultimate Golf membership, Viking Fitness Center for a full gym and tanning membership, St. Clair River Country Club for a full family membership, and Moran Chevrolet for a Chevrolet cruise. I'd like to bring up Bonnie May to draw the 5th place prize of a flat screen television. Bonnie? And the winner is Ann Murphy.
Oh, wow.
Ticket number 0129. Next, I'd like to bring up Elisa Milano from Black River Golf Club. Elisa drawing the Ultimate Golf membership. Okay, it's 202 Golfview Court, C.
S-K-R-Z-Y-P-E-K.
Oh, Chet Skripik.
Thank you.
That's not me. But it's my neighbor.
0044.
0044.
Yeah. I sold it to him.
That was for the Black River Golf Club membership. Next, I'd like to bring back up Jeff Bohm to draw the 3rd place prize of the full gym and tanning membership for Viking Fitness. Lindsay and Mark Soul. Ticket number 0427. For the 2nd place prize, I'd like to bring up Jim Forrester, past president of St. Clair River Country Club. J.M. Taylor, ticket number 0095. The moment we've all been waiting for. I'd like to bring up, and again, a special thanks to Pat Moran and Dan Folk, who put up with my countless visits unannounced for the car. I'd like to bring up to draw the grand prize ticket, Brian Moran, Mr. and Mrs. Dan Falk, and their daughter, Juliana. Juliana, you drawing the ticket?
Will you draw my ticket? Please.
The winner is Katie Liberty. So everyone knows Tim kept writing checks saying my daughter really needs a talk. Congratulations. Without further ado, everybody please come in, take a look, and make yourself at home.